After pinning our side seams, the next step is to stitch them. So let's check to make sure that our machine is threaded correctly. And you only have to stitch about an inch or so to check this. Needle up, presser foot up, pull off to the left, and it looks good on both sides, so we are ready to go. Now, the side seams, just like the bottom seam, are a 1/2 inch seam, and we are going to use the outside edge of the presser foot and stitch number 1 to do that. So I'm going to line this up, bring it in about a 1/2 inch. Don't start right at the edge because it tends to get sucked down into the hole, and we want to hold on to our threads when we get started. And I know I have a pin right there, but I'm not going to stitch over it. I'm only going to do a couple of stitches so it holds, and then I'm going to back stitch all the way to the end. And then you can hold on to your threads again to get started just so that it will keep moving forward. I only do that for a very short amount of time. We're going to stitch down this side. Remember, always stop and take your pins out as you go. Oh, and a pin got caught on the camera, so we got a little bump there. Sorry about that. And it's important that you stitch all the way to the end on both the beginning and the end of your line of stitching, because when we fold those down, we don't want that seam to spread apart. We want it to stay even. So here I am almost to the top. I'm going to stitch nearly to the top. I'm going to back stitch about 4 or 5 stitches, and I'm going to stitch off the end, needle up, presser foot up, and make sure that you cut those threads. Now, I would suggest that you go ahead and stitch the other one first, get rid of your pins, and then what we're going to do is zigzag the edge like we did the bottom seam. So this is what we're looking for, a 1/2 inch, needs to be nice and even all the way down the side. I'm going to go and zigzag mine just for time's sake. I might not even show you the whole thing, but what you're going to do is straight stitch both seams, then go back and zigzag. Remember, for this particular seam, we are using the outside edge of the presser foot for our zigzag, which means our zigzag is going to be close to the edge of the fabric over here, and that's what we're doing. Hang on to your threads, and if you notice I didn't back stitch, that's okay. It's going to get crossed by something else, so we don't have to. And I'm just going to continue zigzagging down to the other side. When I get to the other end, I'm going to stitch off the end, clip all my threads, and then I'm ready for pressing.